it's happened. I publicized this channel, and you will be seeing more of me. This is tethered lightness. I am too lazy to think of a name for this podcast because I promise everyone watching this that I will commit to the bit. And a lot of my close friends have been trying to convince me to create a podcast since 2020. That's the beginning of the pandemic. Because I just love talking. And I love sharing about my life. Not oversharing, just what you need to know. And maybe a bit of oversharing. But it took me roughly 5 years to do this because I usually write. I write a lot. A lot of people know that I love journaling, but the current circumstances have hindered me from writing anything on my journal. I haven't written a single entry on my journal for this month, and that says a lot about how I'm actually feeling and how I'm handling things. Although I have written something on my Substack, it is very short. The post is very short and it doesn't even expose what I usually expose about myself. And I know launching this makes me at risk for exposure, but I don't give a fuck really. I am an open book, and this is how you know that I'm just being me. No makeup, just SPF and red lipstick. That's me. And people need to see how I actually am so they don't question what they see in real life. This is actually what you see in real life. I am wearing the championship shirt of Ateneo in 2022 when the UAP basketball team won the championships. Love that. This is my only Ateneo shirt aside from my PE shirt, which is actually the old PE shirt. And yeah, it's just very me. Just a plain ass shirt, no makeup, a headband, and red lipstick. Me. But anyway, if you've read the title, I will be talking about the experience of being cheated with. I won't delve into the details about them and other details that you don't need to know about because I respect them, and more importantly, I respect me. Let's begin from the start. I didn't know. I was unaware until I actually confirmed that he has a girlfriend. I am a very conscious person when it comes to creating new connection, and I always try to make sure that I respect all boundaries, even if I'm seeking a new connection or if I see the potential of a new connection, because that's what I saw with him. Naturally, when we got to speak on the phone and we got to know each other more beyond the exchange through conversations on social media platforms, I asked him, "Do you have a girlfriend? Because it would be weird that you're talking to me and you have a girlfriend pala." And he said no. So I held on to his word because that's what he said. So that's his truth, right? And so I began opening up more because if he doesn't have a girlfriend, that means I don't have to adjust to the expected boundaries in a relationship that I should respect. I asked him, okay, and to me, nothing hurts more than being lied to. And so granted, with those different exchanges of conversations, we just got so attracted to one another. And because the conversations were really good, there is inevitably a bond that will form. And you will be attached to that, especially if you've already talked about things that matter to you most and things that you hold close to your heart. And I like to think that both of us were on the same level when it came to that. So I initiated that, okay, we can be friends. Maybe we can be friends. Because I was really interested in him and in his craft. I knew he was shy. I knew he was very timid and reserved. So naturally, I steered the friendship. Much like with my other friendships, honestly. If I want to know something, I will know about it. And I just open myself up enough that they are comfortable talking about me about anything under the sun, really. And that's what happened. But I already felt that he wasn't telling me the truth. I kind of got a hunch that he has a girlfriend because I saw someone who also frequently commented on his posts and also frequently liked his posts. So when I saw that, I still held on to his word because I'm just that type of a person. I trust someone's words. But honestly, had it not been for the different family matters that I had to resolve in Bicol, I would have known sooner, really, because I have amazing stalking skills. I am so good at stalking, even with just scant digital footprint, that I can find out about a person. And this is not something to be proud of. It's problematic. It means that I went through so much that I even resorted to stalking. And I'm really good at it. I'm so good at it. And maybe I'm at fault for that, for being such a psycho. Maybe it was, just a consequence of all the other romantic relationships I've had in the past. But yeah, I'm so good at stalking. And I began stalking the girl and him. And by late April, I found out about the truth. It's important to note that I only confronted him in May because I let the truth simmer with me for a while. I found out more about them, how long they've been together, just other basic details about the girl and him, because at that point I knew he only wanted me to know whatever he wanted me to know. Beyond what he told me, I still found out. But he avoided my confrontations because we stopped meeting each other, and his excuse was he was busy, he didn't have budget, and I even remember telling him, ako na, libre ko na lahat. But I didn't push anymore when I found out, and I didn't give him that chance to find that I knew about it when I was still processing it on my own. And so I finally got him to admit, because of some other circumstances that coincidentally pave the way for that to happen, that I can like catch him and force him to admit to what he did. We called and I asked him to tell me everything. Tell me the truth. Just tell me everything that I need to know. Why he did it, why he kept at it, why it took him so long to tell me. Actually, no, he didn't even. I don't think he ever felt the need to tell me. Or her. Because he told me that he planned on telling me when we first met each other in real life. But then, where was it? I didn't feel it. And I just wanted him to do the right thing moving forward because I did treat him as a friend. There was no romance involved, so you probably know the context of the situation or the setup that transpired between us. It was such a passionate friendship, to say the least. I was honestly more upset that he lied to me about it because I treated him as a friend and I was hurt that he lied to me. He lied to me on the first few days of us just getting to know each other. On that particular day. How can I trust everything else he said? We bore our hearts in front of each other. You were just bare. I did find out that we shared some of our burdens, and we are still both currently in the process of self-discovery and self-improvement. That's why I also thought that initiating that friendship was fine because I don't have a friend who's in his field. And I was just so drawn to how he ideated whatever he put out there, how he thought of adding a few details here and there. Basta yun, I don't want to talk about what he does now. It was such a disappointing experience to find out about the truth and even like find out that he didn't want his girlfriend to know. He didn't want to like admit anymore. And to me that was a problem because that's just adding fuel to the fire. She deserves to know, and at this point I'm just glad that she already knows. It's up to them how they'll mend their relationship, how they'll move forward. That's beyond me. It was such a horrifying experience because there's this questioning within me, like, am I all ever that to a man? I know I'm not, but like how he treated me, that hurt, man. I was true to you, and all this time you were making up this world wherein you're single and you didn't have anyone, so I had a place in that. That hurt. It's like I only existed in like a fantasy world, and in his reality, the reality that he's living now, I'm not there at all. It's like I'm just something he made up in his head, essentially. And that makes me question how I approach people. Because I always refuse to believe that I had a pull, that I could draw people in the way that I do. Because this isn't the first time that someone just got so drawn to me. I do like to think that this is a worse situation because with that other person. And this doesn't mean that there are just two people that got drawn to me that much. No, I'm just making these two as like side by side comparisons or like examples. The other person was single, and so he saw a relationship with me, and we had a relationship together. We wanted it to be just a friendship, but I don't know, there's something about mutual attraction that just brought us to that place. And with him, with this guy who cheated with me, I saw him just as a friend. I am very much aware of my limitations, of my restrictions, of my boundaries, his limitations, his restrictions, that I would never pursue anything close to romantic with him. And so when the girl began like asking me questions, she told me na, alam ko na fall ka na, alam ko masakit pero wala eh. And I was like, what? I didn't. Who told you that? Because I didn't fall for him. I have so much strength within me that even if I admire a person so much, if I decide that he is a friend, he's a friend. I respect my decisions that much that I would never fall for someone just off of attraction. And I wanted to talk about that as well because now, in this very complex dating scene, a lot of people confuse relationships because there's a lot of terms already. There's a lot of like labels. And with me at least, it's just friend or boyfriend. Friend material or boyfriend material. I saw that guy as friend material. And so I myself knew that I would never, ever fall for him. And so the girl asking me that, it was just, whoa, saan yun ang galing? I'm not anywhere close to that. Yeah, that's why I also think that being lied to was more painful. Because sayang. And in all honesty, this isn't the first setup I entered that had a similar context. But this is the first that I was used to like cheat on someone. I was used to betray someone else. Now, honestly, I'm still questioning many things, mostly within me. Because with them, like, my interaction with them is long over. I don't mind. I think they blocked me both. Both of them like blocked me everywhere. That's their choice. But at least for me, I don't mind seeing them. I already know the truth. I know my truth. So, whatever. Good luck. I am just very grateful to that I met him because, as I've mentioned, he's the first person I met or knew as a friend who's in his field, because I don't want to mention his field also, but basta siya yung first na tao na kilala ko na nasa field na yun. And I rarely meet people like that because I'm a social sciences person. And it's just interesting to be able to cross paths with someone like that. Just because I was open enough to know about him more and just be so interested in seeing something and like asking, oh, I wonder what he's up to. I wonder what the thought process was behind like choosing that program. I wonder how he decided on opening himself up that way as well. Externally, I'm fine. I'm really fine. But internally, I still have many questions that I have to grapple with, and I still have so much to unpack, especially the feeling of being used, the feeling of being a doormat. Because if, I don't know, again, I have to unpack this more. I have to take a step back and think about everything that happened thus far. I am so glad that he finally admitted because wala nga siyang balak umamin. And I'm just so happy that it happened because that means I'm free. And I do not bear the guilt of causing someone pain, of taking part in someone's pain, because it's just, that's not me eh. I never want to hurt people. I never want to cause someone so much anguish when they didn't even know anything or they didn't even deserve it. Ang dami nang nangyayari sa mundo, dadagdagan mo pa yung burden ng tao. 'Di ba? I am, again, humbled. I can't believe I'm 23 and I'm still experiencing so much. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe, for putting me in situations that I can only just grow and learn from everything. Because I know not a lot of people have gone through the same events that I endured. And to an extent, I'm proud of myself for being able to handle all of this, because this is how I know that I still have love for myself, because I allow myself to process everything. I do repress to an extent because I have to function daily. I have to make sure that I fulfill my responsibilities as a daughter, as the eldest daughter of a broken Filipino household. No, we're a mixed Filipino household. I feel like this has to have a few other episodes because I do acknowledge that I'm still holding back. Because I don't have notes for this, okay? I am just speaking my mind. I have talked about how I handled it, but as for the future, I'm still thinking about it, how I'll move forward. Because I did forgive him already. Ganun kabilis, no? Napatawad ko agad. I did forgive him already, but I don't know where that friendship will be headed towards. Because life isn't black or white for me. Okay? Life isn't just two ends on a spectrum. Things can happen even if everything had been said and done. That's just me though. That's just me. Everyone has to know that I think the way that I do because I've also gone through so much. I like pushing my life to certain situations that'll have to broaden the way that I approach things, the way that I view relationships, the way that I view myself, the way that I view other people. Because as I'm growing older, I can only share this with the people who matter to me, with my friends, with my family, my little sister who's taller than me and already also in her 20s. with my baby brother who's turning 6. So I'm always happy to go through complex experiences or painful ones, disappointing ones, because this is how you know that you can keep on moving forward while being gentle to yourself. Human connection does not end instantaneously. That's my main takeaway here. It's not something that you can just cut out of your life and, like, force it to end. I don't think it's like that, even with relationships. And again, I'm speaking from experience, okay? I love my friends so much. I love all of my friends so much. They will never know how much I love them, but I do love them so much. And I'm so lucky to be surrounded by people who love me the way they do. A lot of my friends cared for me recently. They've been reminding me of my worth. Thank you. I know my worth also, and I'm just so glad that my friends view me that way too. Diba? Valid ako. Valid yung pagtingin ko sa sarili ko because my friends also have the same view. Yeah. This is episode 1. I promise next time I'll have a clearer mind. But so far, that's the experience. And take this as like the first-hand account of everything so far. So this is me as it's happening. It hasn't been a week since he admitted and she found out. So it's still pretty recent. Take this as the now. Moving forward, we'll have separate episodes for that, as well as how I will be reconciling this experience with the prospect of having a long-term relationship as well in the future. So thank you.